Hi, there is a need for you and I to walk gracefully because we are all agents of peace. It's around 8 p.m. I'm from Kenya. It has been long since I recorded a video. You and I know that our country, Kenya, is in turmoil and turbulences. Not each and everyone is ready to communicate or even to reveal whatever we have, because each and everything has turned to be bitterness because of bad governance. But there is a need for us to keep on talking, because immediately you and I stop talking, that is the time that something evil emerges, something like evil exchange of war of words. So we have to keep on talking, we have to keep on communicating, and yes, we have to keep on enlightening each and everyone. Okay, in my country, Kenya, we happen to have 42 communities, and we've all lived peacefully for the last over 70 years or more. But this time around, a clique of politicians are paving a way whereby they are using tribal card to separate us, to disassociate us from each other. But all what I know is that the 42 communities I've mentioned, they possess their culture and traditional way of life. And it just didn't start a few years ago. No, you and I found ourselves where we are. And mind you, culture and traditionals keep on paving the way humans are to live peaceably, or they guide us on how we are to progress, because you and I desire to be prosperous. Yeah, I for one come from the Agikuyu community, and of late we've been targeted by these evil politicians. I've just indicated that a tribal card is being inserted, putting a wedge between us and other tribes. I don't know their reason, the reason as to why the politicians have decided so. But one thing that I have come to realize is that this community that I've mentioned is the largest one. We are over 8 million. And mind you, majority of us are business people. They are well learned. They are more exposed. There are those who are abroad. Yeah, we've come from afar. And as per how our way of life was strategized by our ancestors, we've ended up being those who can be termed to have an exposure of what we are to do. We know on how to differentiate each and every issue, eventuality, and we all know that is where wealth is hidden. So I'm happy, I'm celebrating to be in that community, and the reason as to why I've recorded this video is that the dispensation that we are in, no one will be exempted. And by saying so, I mean that from the 42 communities that I've mentioned, we are drifting, we are shifting, and we have to go back to our roots, whether you like it or not, whether you love it or you hate it. This is how we are moving on. The frequency and the vibration that is in place, we all have to embrace the way our communities embrace their culture and tradition. It might be sophisticated to many, but by saying so, I mean that the Agikuyu community possesses issues that identify them. Let me just mention one. Before a kid is born in this community, his or her name is already identified. We have a significant way of naming our children, and we just don't name anyhowly. Each and every kid that is being born is well prepared, because I've just indicated that even when the kid is in its mom womb, whether the kid will be a girl or a boy, the name has already been identified. We have given a high notch on that. That is one of the initiation that we embrace as an Agikuyu. So the point of politician trying to fix a tribal card, they themselves have a high magnitude of expectation that they will succeed in mesmerizing us, but it will end up being a zero game, because we do love our culture and traditional. And this time around, we've just started and we've established a situation where we are to embrace each other. We are to love each other, because one thing that makes us to be together is that we are a community that love peace. Okay, you can act awkwardly or in an evil way towards a person from the community that I'm indicating, but you'll be surprised, because we don't know. In our dictionary, we don't have the word of retaliating. We don't. We just leave everything to move the way it is started. We don't intervene in situation that doesn't concern us. If you happen to insult me or despise me, I won't just put a revenge to that, and it won't be a resentful issue to me. All what I'll have to do is to ignore. Okay, this is our culture, this is our how we identified with. We do ignore issues that are have a negative energy, and that is why we prosper. So this time around, it's noticed to the clique of evil politicians that are trying to put a tribal card, trying to put a wedge between the Agikuyu community and the rest. I've just indicated that in my country, Kenya, we happen to have 42 of them, 42 communities. They just want to, they are creating a situation where they're implying that we, the Agikuyu, will be one against 41 tribes. And this is a big lie, because one thing I know is that my country consists of people who are elites, people who know what they are supposed to do. They know how to differentiate. So it's a bit complicated, it's a bit annoying, it's so pathetic, but all in all, when we apply the soberness of our mind as a community, we will bluff, we will ignore the ways of the evil politicians, because all what I know is that in each and every country worldwide, leaders are being chosen to spread up good governance. But it's so mystic, it's mysterious, because here in my country, Kenya, the politicians just act the opposite. As we are here, they've enriched themselves. They just go against the constitution, and that is why there's a wedge between the citizens and the leaders. But we have that ray of hope, because the 42 tribes, the 42 communities in my country, Kenya, that I've just mentioned, they all know what they have to in order for them to beautify their country. Because as we are here, all the people we voted in as our leaders, the politicians, they've just gone against us. Instead of them applying initiatives to develop our country, they've done the opposite. We don't have the infrastructures, the health system, the education, the agriculture. There's nothing thriving. All is on a standstill, and they have a tendency of standing on the top of the gazas in form of cars that they bought abroad with our taxes, and that is why they are moving all around, campaigning. Mind you, we voted them 2 years ago, and they haven't yet completed the term. For a politician in my country, a politician is supposed to show leadership in that political office for 5 good years. But for them, they've just gone for 2, and they are going south. The inflation, we can't just visualize on how it is, but all in all, we are very hopeful. There's a ray of hope, because we are strategizing ways and means on how we are to vote in leaders who are ready to turn around the economy of my country to a point of the longevity of the citizens will be maintained, because that is where all things end up. It's all done and coded.